And in the Impact segment tonight, we have been reporting some on the left have turned on President Obama and are bashing him over the oil spill and other issues. One of the most visible liberal commentators in the country is our pal, Jon Stewart.
Back in Washington, the president has finally bowed to public pressure and taken control of an organized, urgent, and fully resourced centralized relief effort. I'm kidding. The oil has assaulted our shores. We must battle it. What's the battle plan, mein Capitan?
I've established a national commission to understand the causes of this disaster and offer recommendations on what additional safety and environmental standards we need to put in place.
Yeah, slow down, Patton. I thought you said we were at war or battle. It's assault. Did you form the commission?
All right, well, there's now to analyze Ann Coulter, author of Guilty, now out in paperback. Okay, so my thesis earlier this week was the global warming rage is driving the far left to turn on President Obama. It's about oil drilling, it's about the spill, but it's about his overall philosophy hasn't been a warming warrior. What say you?
Well, that's a big part of it, but I think the main thing is liberals are like children, and they believed in Obama the way children believed in the Tooth Fairy or Santa Claus, and he can't stop this spill. And they're enraged. It would be like me finding out Jesus isn't divine. They don't know who Jesus is. That's why I use the Tooth Fairy as an example instead. But they're very, very upset about this. He's not taking care of it, and they've lost Katrina as an argument now, haven't they?
So do you think they feel betrayed?
Yes, reality betrays children constantly.
All right. So the real man, Barack Obama, isn't the omnipotent guy they thought he was. But I think it's more philosophical than that. Anybody can make a mistake, and certainly Obama did make a mistake in not reacting quick enough.
Right. No, there are genuine complaints to be made. Right. We're talking about the far left and their rage, and it is because they expect the government. I mean, remember, the far left did not think Obama was liberal enough to begin with. They were John Edwards supporters, to show how realistic they are. Che Guevara would not be liberal enough for them. But they go along with this guy, as a stand-in. But still, they imbue him with godlike powers. And forget about, just for a moment, set aside the most enormous environmental catastrophe in history. How about all the corruption in the White House? You have him trying to buy off primary opponents to the Democrats he wants.
Yeah, that story's gotten drowned in the oil slick right now.
The transparency, but I'm saying the whole thing, they thought this guy was God, and he is so far from God, he isn't even as competent as George Bush.
So he isn't even St. Paul, or he isn't even, we're going down the St.
George Bush. Think of what that does to the far left.
Jon Stewart isn't a far left guy. I think he's a moderate left
His
guy.
audience is far left, so a lot of his jokes appeal to that sentiment.
But he is the flag holder.
Right.
All right, so when Stewart starts mocking you, and when he gets on your case, it's not that everybody watches him. He got about 1.5 million watching him at night. But it gets out on the internet, and the word gets out that he's running you down and like that. And psychologically, that can't be good for Barack Obama.
No, that's right, because that influences the other group of liberals, and I think you have properly distinguished them, just your run-of-the-mill liberal, who is...
Are they children, too, the run-of-the-mill? They're adolescents.
They are disloyal, backstabbing cowards, is what they are.
The moderates, the moderate liberals are disloyal, backstabbing cowards. And the other ones are what?
Are children.
Treasonous, but it's better to be a children than disloyal, backstabbing cowards.
Not when you're talking about running the country, it isn't that great. Okay, so the backstabbing cowards see which way the left is going. They see which way the wind is blowing, and they don't want to be the last guy defending this incompetent boob. So they're jumping on the bandwagon. I mean, they just think they need to run the world. So as the Obama administration collapses, they want to run out and say, oh, no, remember we said he was incompetent. We were there first.
I haven't heard any of them say that have turned on him like that. What they're doing is not saying anything. The silence out of Hollywood is deafening. There's nobody saying a word.
You played the Katie Couric thing the other night. You had the New York Times criticizing him. No, you have a lot of
that's the media. That's not the...
well, okay, but where do we see liberals? How do they express themselves in the media?
No, but you see the George Clooney's of the world and these people. They're not saying a word.
Yeah, but that's Hollywood. Okay. I'm dividing far-left loons from the liberals. Children, backstabbing cowards. Backstabbing cowards are the lemmings jumping on because they see even the left is abandoning this guy, and the rest of the country abandoned him a long time ago.
The real funny part about this, and it isn't really funny because, nobody likes this spill and it's terrible for the country, but it's NBC News. NBC News, number one, they were the main cheerleader for Barack Obama during the campaign.
They're the children in the far left camp.
And now they're scorching them over there.
Right.
And they don't know what to do. They're like confused. And it's almost poetic justice, isn't it?
Yes, it is. And in addition to what I was saying about them being children, literally children were the backbone of the voters for Obama. And like most teenagers, they've moved on from Obama. Now they're after Justin Bieber. You can't really keep their attention.
Yeah. Well, I think he's going to run in the next primary, isn't he, Justin?
He would get the Obama voters.
He's not old enough, but maybe we get a waiver. Ann Coulter, everybody. I'm not even going to ask her what she thinks of me. Directly